as we stand now, I've got, I don't know if you guys saw my last night's post, but I have to basically clean up everything I've got so far. I need gussets everywhere. Little triangles down below on all my joists. Gussets here probably. These two plates need to be tied together. If I strap onto this and I really, really wrench it, I can get almost a 16th inch of play out of it. I mean, if I really wrench on it. So I think I can tighten that up a little bit. I've got to get my X lead screw attached and the Y as well. I got to build a stand for it because my Y-axis is centered underneath the table. So I've got to have two arms that will come down like this and then go under the table across and then back up on the other side. And I'm going to zigzag. It's going to be two square tubes going down and around. And I'm going to just zigzag the bejeebus out of it all the way down and around. So that will be, I've got just a tiny bit of deflection. If I were to pull one of these forward and push the other one back and actually put a twist in it this way, I can pull one of these forward almost 1/8 of an inch if I really get on it. So when that connecting rod goes all the way down and around, that should stiffen that up considerably. And then the stand that it's sitting on is just going to mount in the four corners, allowing that to slide forward and back. So.
How much distance do you have on your?
I'm sorry. Say again.
How much distance travel do you have on your Y?
I've got. I just actually measured today. I've got 28 and a half on the X. The gantry itself is the X. I've got 21 on the Y, which is the whole gantry moving forward and back, and I've got 8 3/4 on the Z. And so it'll obviously be a little less than that. I mean, that's physically that's like stop to stop, banging all the way in both directions.
Something you may consider trying to do is being able to bring the gantry so that your router can come off the front edge. I'm part of a mailing list for EMC, and they one of the guys there has a machine that can he can bring the gantry all the way off the front edge, and then he can put like mortise and tenons on.
Yeah, no, you beat me to it, dude. I made a mistake. Not really a mistake, but I wanted to do this another way, and basically I've got two big C-channel rails on each side. Sorry, let's do this. I've got two big C-channel rails on each side. Those are the main straight members that I can trust that are not going to flex. And then I've got joists going between them this way. And I wanted to have enough of the C-channel to be able to box the whole frame and then run the joist the other direction, so I could do specifically that. So I could run stock through a slot in the table and run it up on edge for doing dovetails. And until this very moment right now, I never thought about running it off the front edge of the machine, and I'm kicking myself for having not thought that.
I've also seen tool changers set at the back edge with a quick change bit in the router so that you can come back, and as long as you know where each tool is, you can come back, go down, drop a tool, come back in, pick up another one.
Well, the good news is I just got another server error, so you're going to lose me probably in a couple minutes. Nothing's really set in stone yet. A lot of things are welded solid, a lot of things are tacked, but in the case of my Y rails, which are this way, I actually might be able to snug them forward and get off that front edge. I am really glad you suggested that to me. I'm going to do some math tonight and see about that, because that's one of the first things I thought of was doing dovetails, and just how incredibly cool you could make dovetails. I mean, you could sit there and just design anything you want. F-shaped dovetails and just kind of all kinds of crazy things. That's good.
Oh, and we lost.
And there he goes.
Oh, that's so cool though, all that CNC stuff. Oh, is he coming back? Oh, no, this is Albert now. Woo! Yes, more CNC awesome stuff. Oh, Albert.
Okay.
Oh, and Justin Shaw joined too, so hello. And Chris is back too. Woot.
Gonna be that kind of night, I think.
Alright, let's just see what Albert has to show, because
Yeah,
I think he's going to show, like, live CNCing or something. I don't know, I'm so excited.
I just got here, so I haven't set this up yet, but
Oh, okay.
but once I do, it's going to make a lot of noise anyway, so I'm going to turn off my microphone. But what I have today is, and I'm trying to look for some plastic here. I also have a tip. If you're looking for plastic and you're on the cheap, if you ask your any plastic manufacturer or supplier in town really nicely, they'll give you their offcuts. And I have a buttload of offcuts here. Perfect for robot building.
Oh, sweet.
And I just need to find one that's the right size, and here we go. So I have some H2PE here, and I'm going to cut out sumo body. Hopefully this works. But for now, I'm just gonna set it up. Somebody else can talk about their robots.
Okay, we'll head back to Chris's CNC then. Alright.
I missed it. What kind of software is he using?
Was that directed to me or to Mr. Albert?
Mr. Albert.
I am using Mach 3 for the CNC, and the actual CAM software that I used was Aspire by Vectric, I think it was.
Cool.
Where did they go? They're both very, very, very expensive softwares.
Oh, I imagine.
But being in this group, we've all contributed some money together to purchase the software, so we all get the benefit of it. All right.
I'm surprised you guys didn't go with EMC. Well, okay, now it's going to be called Linux CNC, but, whatever.
That's what I've used for many, many years on my Shoreline, and it works great for my Shoreline, but as soon as I used Mach 3, I just didn't go back. But not to say there's anything wrong with EMC. EMC is free, and it's pretty good for free software.
Never seen a pink keyboard before.
Oh, it's one of the floppy ones, so you can get all junk on it.
That's awesome. I want one of those.
I paid $5 for one, and it was awful.
Well, I know, but
I'm just saying I paid $5 for one, and it was awful. I'm not saying that yours is specifically awful. I'm sure there are
if you have a regular keyboard next to a CNC, you're going to need to have an air hose next to the keyboard or next to a CNC to blow it out after every single cut.
Well, you've seen the sweeper attachments that they usually add to CNC routers, right?
Yeah, that's next up on my list as well. Yeah. I'm a carpenter. I mean, dust collection is a given.
Right.
Whoa, is it actually like cutting right now? Or what's happening right now?
No, I have to set up the speeds. Someone reset them. so it was moving at like 10 inches per minute on those rapids. But this will take me a couple minutes to set up.
Okay.
You can get
Cool.
someone else to talk about the robots, and I'll just mute my mic so I'm not making too much noise.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, Chris, let's see your CNC more of it.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
actually,
I'm sorry. I got.
before we go on, someone in the chat, Hammerhead74K, I think, suggested to add on rubber bumpers to the end of the axes so that they don't collide, I guess.
No, it's not a bad idea. Well, in theory, it's never going to get there because it's going to hit the limit switches before it ever hits a mechanical stop. In theory. But no, actually, the biggest problem I've had is picking a part up and forgetting that although I'm holding the part, I'm not holding the rail. And I'll pick it up off the deck and have this rail go shooting out, the end of the part and slide out of its own glide. And I'm scared to death. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm scared to death of the ball bearings coming out of the trucks. And so I'm trying to put little clamps on the rails every time I pick up a part so I don't, things don't come flying apart. But I don't think I have anything else cool to show. Oh, wait, yeah. I did get yesterday, I'm so happy, I got my circuit board end mills.
Huh, cool.
Which are just
60 degree
cool.
single flutes. Oh, those are end mills. I'm
You're all
sorry.
talking you talking all fancy there, boy. I don't know what you saying. These are just spinning things that cut stuff. I don't know nothing about them.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was thinking
these are just
like
chibi.
I was thinking like just a V angle with a single, like cut in half. So it's instead of a full cone, you have half of a cone, spins around.
Which is actually what Albert is holding up right now.
Yeah.
Speak of the devil.
Exactly. He was listening. His ears were.
Oh, that's right. He can hear us. Sorry. So I don't know. It's funny. One of the things that has come up now that I'm building this thing is I think one thing that would help tremendously when you're building a CNC machine is if you were to happen to have a CNC machine. So I think what I'm doing now is what a lot of 3D printer people do, which is I'm trying to do whatever I can to get this together so it'll just cut, period, and then I can use it to start making parts for it that are better than the temporary parts that I had to make it go in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
Case in point, it's going to have to run off of a full-size PC to get the parallel port. In addition to the Arduinos, but it will have a PC in there, and so obviously I'm going to do a case mod. I'm going to yank out the motherboard and guts and put them in a cool box, and do a nice. Yeah. I
was going to suggest the Intel D525, I believe it is. It's an Atom. I believe it's an Atom-based board. Mini ATX, I believe.
You mean and just get the board? You mean?
Yeah, it's a very common board that EMC guys use when they're building systems for shops.
Is it one of these little guys that are $8-9?
It's not a micro ATX. It's a mini. It's not a micro ITX. It's a mini. It's not a mini ITX. It's a micro ATX. It's
the smallest of the big.
Yeah. I believe so anyway.
Right.
Pretty decent. 7-8 inches on the side.
Oh, I'm going to have a ton of room. I mean, my control panel, I'm going to have just a giant control panel. It'll have all of my rotary switches so I can switch between the two Arduinos and the parallel control. And then big red stop switch, few switches for a guard switch for the router, a switch for the heating pad, a guard switch for the hot end, reset buttons for the Arduinos, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, it's going to be a pretty big control panel.
You may try and just get away with a touch panel, a touch screen, especially if you're going to run like Windows.
Well, I wouldn't mind a touch screen to work with the Mach 3 for the parallel side, but I'm going to have just a lot of mechanical stuff. I mean, just at a minimum, the fact that I'm physically manually switching the control wires to go from, physically manually switch from the Arduinos to the parallel port board, breakout board. I'm going to at least have a minimum of those switches plus a few other things. You're right, though. I'd like to get rid of the keyboard if I can, so the touchscreen would be pretty awesome.
Oh, I think it's moving.
But the bottom line is, it would be so cool to have a CNC machine in making the CNC, so I could make a really cool control panel box.
Yeah, that is very, very convenient. Because this is our
I think that's for me. All right.
Thanks so much,
This is
Chris,
our old
for
CNC
sharing your
machine.
process on your project. It's awesome, by the way.